Good afternoon and welcome on these lands of the Lekwungen people to the weekly Incumbent update a little later, and I'll explain why in just a moment, a little later this week. First of all, I want to say thank you all thank you to you, the Parish Council and Wardens, for your thoughtful approach to last night's Parish Council meeting. It was a space which felt open and engaged and thoughtful, and I really appreciated the time that we took to discuss things yesterday and the outcome. This week I took Monday off, so we called off the leadership meeting in the afternoon, and I took a couple of hours in the morning on Tuesday as well, but then was back catching up with admin and emails and the like when I came in yesterday afternoon. The reason for that was I've missed a number of days off in the past few weeks, but particularly this week because Synod took place on Friday and Saturday. As I've said before, Bishop Anna's charge to Synod is well worth watching, and it's available on the Christchurch Cathedral website, and I think you can just go to the Cathedral website and look it up on their live videos selection, just as we have a live videos page at St. John the Divine. Apart from that, it was a really very good synod, very brief. It only took half of Saturday, and a lot of business was done with regards to motions to tidy up our canons and a motion to go ahead and begin completely revising our canons from scratch, as the canons, which are the bylaws which govern the Anglican Diocese of Islands and Inlets, are 150 years old and may not completely meet the needs of today's church and all that we are going through. I was elected to General Synod and Provincial Synod, and for those of you who were worrying that this will take a huge amount of time, it will take 10 days over the next 18 months. And the first few of those days, the first 5-6 of those days, will be at the end of June, when I will be going to Calgary for the General Synod. The Provincial Synod will be in September of 2024. As I already mentioned, yesterday we did have Parish Council meeting, and before that the Wardens took some extra time. We normally have a meeting before the Parish Council meeting to talk about other issues, and we talked a little about staffing and the needs for how we take care of our staff. And it's important that we do so in order that our ecosystem, if you like, of staff and volunteers working together is a healthy one where all are looked after. Today, it being Wednesday, I came in at 7:15 this morning to prepare for the midweek Eucharist, which was at 8 o'clock and was its usual delight. And then following that, one of the highlights of my week always is Sermon Circle that took place at 9:30. Well, it took place later because for some reason my computer had a major update when I tried to log on at that point. I did noon prayers today, and a reminder that they're available online every day at midday. And then I had lunch with Bishop Anna and Eric Partridge, the Venerable Eric Partridge, who is the Executive Archdeacon, to talk a little about responsibilities that I have at St. John's and things that some things I do in the diocese as Archdeacon, but mainly my duties within the diocese are as a priest of the diocese. My Archdeacon work only takes a little bit of time in any given month. So there may be some changes there, and I will keep you appraised. This evening at 7:30, there will be a board meeting for the North Park Neighbourhood Association, and I think it's very important that we remain plugged into that organisation. It's doing an awful lot of work for advocacy and working in our neighbourhood to seek to make it a place that is safer and cared for and lively in a good way. There are 3 really important meetings happening tomorrow, Thursday the 18th of May, and I would like you to remember them in your prayers because they're all important parts of the life of our community. The first is the St. John the Divine Social Justice Social Action meeting on Zoom in the morning at 10 a.m. And then there will be the Stewardship Group meeting again via Zoom. The Stewardship group is meeting in person at 2 p.m. And then at 3:30 p.m. we'll be meeting as a liturgy group on Zoom. So please do remember those things that are happening. Tomorrow I'll also be doing noon prayers on Facebook, which is facebook.com/St John Vic BC. And I'll be presiding at the Meditation Eucharist, which is a much valued anchor of peace and prayer in the middle of every week. I'm planning to take my usual rest day, which is Friday, and part of Saturday before preparing for Sunday after Ascension. The last announcement I want to make is two announcements I want to make. One is that tomorrow at 7 p.m. we will be celebrating Ascension Day. That's Thursday the 18th. And we'll be doing that in partnership with the cathedral. I know that some wonderful music is planned, and that all four organists, meaning our own organist, David Stratkauskas, plus Mark MacDonald, the Assistant Director of Music, Donald Hunt, the Director of Music, and Emil, whose surname escapes me, will all be playing the organ at some point in that service. And as well as music, we will have Ross Bliss, the vicar at the cathedral, as our presider, and I will be preaching. So that's tomorrow evening at St John the Divine at 7 p.m, and you are warmly welcomed to come. Other than that, I have one other announcement, and this is one thing that I didn't get to announce yesterday at Parish Council because because the agenda was so packed. I've been talking for some months, some years now, with a visual artist called Cornelia van Wurst. Cornelia has experience of curating church spaces with visual arts. And we've been talking about how we as a community can engage with the arts, particularly the visual arts in Cornelia's case, in a new way, how we can create a safe space for artists perhaps to meet or to display their artworks, and also how Cornelia can be an advocate for spirituality into the arts. And the arts, as we know, are very spiritual in themselves. So there are a lot of intersections there that she can explore. And so I've asked her if she would accept the title of Artist Advocate within the St. John's community. Cornelia attends midweek services and evensong, as well as meeting with me, and attends certain groups at St. John's. So she has become a part of our St. John's community. I'm very grateful for the wisdom and the vision that she brings and the perspective that she has. So if you want to find her bio, you'll find it on the St. John the Divine website. If you look under people, it's Cornelia van Wurst, Voorst. Any questions, any reflections, please do get in touch. My cell phone is printed each week in the bulletin under pastoral contact. My email address is freely available, and we will start publishing them in the bulletin each week so you can get hold of those of us who have St. John the Divine email addresses. And also you can connect with Carol Ann if you'd like to arrange a visit. I'm really grateful for the people who have taken me up on the invitation to have time together to talk about their place in St. John the Divine's community, to offer themselves in some places for various of the ministries that we have, or to sound out a little of what St. John's is and what place they may have within it. There are also some people come to talk to me because they have a particular concern or issue that they have in their own lives. I'd like to make it really clear that I am available to do these kind of visits and conversations if you would like to, as well as doing any visits that I'm able to do, say in hospital or to shut-ins. They still continue as I'm able. It's been a longer than usual update. There's been a lot going on, and there continues to be a lot going on. I'm seeking to boundary my time so that I am getting the rest I need, and so I can serve this community better. It's such a privilege to continue to be in leadership here at St. John the Divine. God bless you all, and thank you. And I hope I'll see you next week.